Hey viewers, welcome back to Underdog Garage. Today we're going to do three things on this transmission. We're going to check out the clutch alignment and the fitment on the splines. And we're going to check out the flywheel, inspect that, make sure everything is good. And then also go over the difference between our really bad, worn, beat up pilot bearing and then the new one. And today we have a special guest with us. We have our transmission expert and guru extraordinaire, Dana. Family friend, 30 years plus in the transmission business.
Yes, sir.
So you've seen a few transmissions.
I have indeed.
So he's going to lend his expertise to us here at Underdog Garage. And we wanted to make sure that we spent some time to go over the right way to do this and some things to look out for. And don't miss, in a previous video, we've done some of the transmission seals on this. You can click the link and find out that, get to that video. So Dana, what have we got to do as far as this clutch goes?
All right, so we're going to put a new clutch in.
Okay.
New clutch, pressure plate, release bearing, new pilot bearing, and your parts guys assured you, hey, here's the right stuff. There'll be no issue. But how do we know? The first check is to literally put one clutch up against the other, make sure the diameter is the same.
Okay.
So you also need to make sure that the splines that are in the clutch itself match the splines that are on the input shaft of the transmission. And while you're doing that, take a quick look at the input shaft. Make sure that you don't have any splines that are damaged. Sometimes these splines will get twisted. So you're just going to take the clutch and then mate it to the input shaft. There it goes. It slid right on. It's a perfect fit.
So we're good to go.
We're good to go. And Robert, I think while we were fiddling with this, I think you had taken a moment to remove the pilot bearing?
Yes, and what I've got here is a 24 millimeter high impact socket, and it matched perfectly the outer diameter, so that when I was hammering on this thing, I was hammering on the outside race. Not that I cared that this would get damaged, but
not on this one anyway, right?
Yeah, not on this one. But that's when you're moving bearings, you want to be thinking through which race am I pushing on. So this took a couple of pops of a hammer and it was out. That was it. I was done. And interestingly enough, this bearing is shot. It's almost frozen.
Yeah, you were pointing out to me that of course the inside of this bearing should turn freely, and it's locked up. It's just frozen up. And when you compare that to the new bearing, well, you can easily see what the difference is.
Yeah, big difference.
It's a huge difference. The way I would approach this is it's always a good idea to replace the pilot bearing. And if you don't,
if you're in this far.
If you're in this far, if you for some reason you don't want to, make sure you check it. Also, look at the end of the input shaft where the pilot bearing will mate to, and make sure that the fit is correct. Because again, we're right there. Now's the time to check it.
Good. So we're good with this.
I think so. I think this pretty much wraps up this segment of it.
We don't have any marring. There's not damage on this surface.
No damage on the surface, but I think it may not be a bad idea to let a machinist look at this to see if they want to resurface it.
Possibly get it resurfaced, take it to a machine shop.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too much. But I remember years ago I had a Pontiac and it started making a clunk, clunk, clunk snapping noise. I took it to the mechanic and it was a cracked flywheel.
Oh, no kidding.
Next thing it actually cracked.
Was it an automatic transmission?
Automatic.
Yeah.
It was automatic in, I guess, 77, 78 Pontiac.
It was a pretty common problem with GM flywheels.
Well, see, there you go.
Pretty common problem.
But we didn't have any of that with this. Also, we didn't know because this vehicle, it came straight off the truck and we started taking it apart basically. We moved it a couple of times, so it's never really been driven. So some of these things that we're discovering now, we really didn't know what we were going to be looking at. So thank you, Dana, for coming along and lending us your expertise and sharing with the viewers.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's always fun when you can have an expert in the house. And
well,
he didn't make us feel too stupid, so we're good.
No, it was fun for me, and I'm always glad to share my knowledge. And I think that you and Pete have been very gracious with your time. And
thanks.
I think this is going to be a nice little, like a quick check video for folks. And,
well, good. We'd love to have you back.
Yeah. Well, let me know. I'll be right back.
So, viewers, thanks for coming along for this part of the adventure, and lots of cool things coming up in the future because this transmission and the flywheel and the pressure plate, the clutch and all is going to get happily mated to the engine, which is almost done, and it's going to go back in the car. So make sure that you click that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a thing. It's got some cool stuff going on. And we appreciate you coming along with us on this adventure, and we will see you in the next video.